Hello, navigators. Today we're going to cover the second step in the pre-listing process, the listing pre-qualification. We're going to answer why you want to pre-qualify, when, and the specific questions you want to ask the seller. We're also going to take a deep dive into some of those questions to get you fully prepared, and we're even going to tackle the commission question. Here are the 4 P's of taking listings. They are: number 1, prospect to find the appointment. Number 2, pre-qualify to know your future client. Number 3, prepare for the appointment. And number 4, present and close for the signature. Pre-qualifying allows you to set standards for the people you want to work with for the next 6 months. Subject your staff to and retain real estate relationships for the rest of your real estate career. Why do you want to pre-qualify 100% of the time? By asking 100% of the questions. Number 1, consider setting minimum standards in location, commission, and condition. When you're prospecting, you have a choice of sellers to work with. You can also set minimum standards of no mean people. Or rather, you get to choose who you're going to work with. People who see the value of your service. So number 2, obviously this is not referring to being discriminatory. Pre-qualifying allows you to let the prospective seller pre-qualify out of working with you if they don't meet your minimum standards. Number 3, do you know how much it costs to take a listing in today's market and have it fail to sell? Just for fun, I want you to add up all the costs and use this as a reference in your mind every time you negotiate with a seller. Number 4, consider how much time you will save when you find out a seller has a condition rather than an objection that they must overcome before they can sell. Do you know what that means? Condition versus objection. So I'll answer that for you. A condition would be something that has to be solved before they can sign a listing agreement, such as maybe it's in probate, or maybe there's a divorce and you have to wait for the divorce decree or something to that effect. An objection is something that you can overcome and they can sign the listing agreement, such as commission or condition of the house. Maybe it needs to be staged or prepared a little bit better. Okay, so those are the differences. Number 5, you will understand their price point, their mindset for their chosen price, and be able to design your presentation specifically for the seller's needs. When do you want to use a pre-qualification script? As soon as you set the listing presentation appointment or during a preview walkthrough appointment. Hey, your listing pre-qual script has 10 simple questions. Question number 1, if what I say makes sense and you feel comfortable and confident that I can sell your home, are you planning to list your home with me when I come out Tuesday at 4? So many agents are going to skip this question because the answer makes them feel uncomfortable. So what if they say no? Like, okay, well, what if they do? What you want to do is you want to just simply follow up with another question. So here's a couple of questions that you could follow up with. You want to write these down. What has to happen before you will be ready to list your home? Or you could try, what would stop you from listing your home? Be curious. Don't try to solve the problem. You are simply discovering what the seller's mindset is at this point. So remain curious. Question number 2, do you plan to interview more than one agent for the job of selling your home? Again, don't be afraid of the answer to this question. What if they say, yes, I am planning to interview more than one agent for the job of selling my home? Again, remain curious, ask more questions. Here's a couple of them to try on. I'm curious, how many agents are you planning to interview? Or How will you know when you found the right agent? Another one, what specifically are you looking for in the agent you choose? Okay, the next 3 questions are kind of tricky and need a little finesse. The key is do not respond positively to questions number 3, 4, and 5. So actually, you don't want to respond with anything but the next question with 3, 4, and 5. So I'm going to read them as like in that flow. When I see you, how much would you like to list your home for realistically? They answer, and you say, as a professional real estate agent, I'm out in the marketplace every single day studying homes and prices. So I'm going to assume that you'll list your home with me at a price that will cause your home to sell quickly versus sitting on the market for a long period of time. Correct? They say yes or no. It doesn't matter, whichever one they say. So, what's the price you cannot go below? So at this point, if they're not giving you a price, so have you noticed how a lot of people are going to skip over that little section? And the reason is because it's a little bit wonky unless you practice it and role play it. So make sure you practice and role play to make that smooth, because I can't tell you how many times I hear Rod or I say, as a professional real estate agent, I'm out in the marketplace every single day studying homes and prices. Like that starts to roll off of your tongue in pricing conversations down the road. So make sure that sounds really good by practicing it. Okay, so at this point, question number 5, if they're not giving you a price or giving you an idea of the price range that they are thinking, you're going to want to ask another question. Here's a couple of them to try. I love this one. Can I ask you an honest question? At what price will you have to cancel your moving plans forever? Now, notice how when I said that one, I start off a little forceful and then I kind of bring that energy down. And the reason is because this is a serious question and I don't want them to pass that by. If they're still resistant and still don't give you a price at that point, you can throw something like this in. Okay, so I work with a lot of cash investors. They're looking for a quick close on properties that are well priced. Is that at all an option for you? So what is the bottom line that you would take from somebody like that? Again, you're not here to answer their objection or their question. You're simply trying to figure out what their head is thinking about their price. So don't talk over them. Let them kind of think about it to get that information out of them. After pricing, you're going to smoothly glide in to question number 6. How much do you owe on the property? Again, this is going to help you with the pricing and the strategies you're going to need to offer. Return their answer with some positive feedback at this point. Now is the time to get positive, because before you did not want to be positive. You did not want to validate their feeling of price. Okay, great. We have some good equity we need to protect, right? Okay. Question number 7. Will you quickly describe your home for me? Use this question to determine their personality style to help equip you with the right approach during your presentation. You already know how many bedrooms and bathrooms and garages and kind of the condition of the property because you pulled up their old information somewhere. And we've got videos describing personality styles more in depth, but here it is in a nutshell, just to remind you. The analytical will answer the question with facts and figures and not much emotion. They'll tend to over-describe all of the home's details down to the last time they changed the furnace filter. The driver is also low on emotion. Their responses are quick and to the point, and they tend to seem very rushed and impatient with giving you answers. The expressive is very animated and loves to talk. They rarely dive into facts and figures. Their homes, their clothing, their cars, everything they own is typically as animated as their speech. An amiable has a lot of emotion. They are people pleasers, soft-spoken, and they want the next person to feel as good about the home as they do. Okay, question number 8. Do you have an email address where I can send over a packet of information? This one is really super simple. Get their email. Okay, and then say, in order for us to save time, not talk about me, allow us to focus on you and your price, would you please take a few minutes to review that information before I come over on Tuesday at 4? Okay, question number 9. Do you have any questions for me that I can answer when I come over? Okay, remember, this is, do you have any questions for me that I can answer when I come over? Here's the reason. Beware, this is not a time for you to actually to answer those questions. It's simply asking for questions that you need to use to prepare to present to them. You honestly want to know what they're thinking at this point. You honestly want to know what answers you can provide for them when you get there. Do not fall into the trap of answering the questions on the phone. That's a rookie mistake, right? Rookie mistake number 1, falling into this bear trap. The seller says, what commission do you charge? When the seller asks this question, your first thought has to be this: awesome! You guys are seriously interested. So thank them in your head and thank them out loud. Say, I'm glad you brought that up. It is one of the first things we discuss in my presentation, and I promise that you're going to have the opportunity to choose the commission that matches the strategy that you want to use. Sound fair? And if they press, gosh, answer them. Like, they ask again, it's really something serious. So give them an answer. Give them a range of percentage that you charge. So we charge between blank and blank percentage depending on the level of service you choose. Again, putting it into their hands. I'm also going to bring over the net sheet. I'll bring you the amount you will put in your pocket at closing. It's going to include not only the commission, but all of the other costs associated with closing your property. And then you'll be able to see that number in black and white and make the decision that's best for you and your family. Okay? Okay, great. And here's question number 10. It's actually a close. So you know our meeting should only take between 20 and 30 minutes, okay? I look forward to seeing you on Tuesday at 4. Okay, here's the thing. We have a lot of videos that are going to help you keep your presentation within your time frame. It's important that you respect the seller's valuable time and stick to your word. So if you say 20 to 30 minutes, you be in and out in 20 to 30 minutes. Or when you get to that 30-minute mark, ask for permission to stay. Fair enough? Okay, it's time to go to work. So now that you know that you want to work with the seller, you've discovered the best way to present to them, and you have gathered all their questions, it's time to go out and create your listing presentation.